All right, so for this job, you're gonna need a 12mm socket, a 10mm socket, a torque wrench, some Loctite, a 3/8 ratchet, and a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. And we actually used this impact driver, but that's not necessary, just makes the job a lot easier. All right, so here we have a seat lowering kit for a Honda Ruckus. This is for if you want more of an aggressive riding style and a better look. All right, so here we have the stock seat setup. As you can see with our new setup here, we're going about 3.5 inches lower, and that'll kind of bring the whole seat down and kind of change the riding position as well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start our install here. And the first thing we have to do is there's a latch right under here, and we have to depress that. So now our second step is to actually remove the seat from the seat pan. And that's 2 10mm bolts here. And here's the second one. All right, now basically it's kind of just a motion of getting it off the hinges here. You're gonna push it forward towards you, lift it up off of their brackets. Now the seat's removed. All right, so now we're gonna actually remove the brackets off of the seat frame. These are what hold the seat pan and seat on. Now there's 2 rubber bushings here that they ride on. Those also snap off of the frame. All right, so now you can see here we have our helmet lock. We're actually not going to use that on our build here, but if you wanted to use that, you basically have to just drill out the rivets on the back. It's riveted on, meant to be permanent, but you can actually drill that out, re-rivet it on there if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that. All right, so now we're actually going to take off the bracket that we're replacing. We've got everything stripped off of it that we wanted to strip off, and now we're going to actually remove it. And to do that, we got 3 screws on each side, total of 6 screws, and they're right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we're ready to actually remove the seat frame off the unit. And we're ready to install the new part. All right, so here they are side by side, the old one here, the old seat bracket, and then we also have the new one here. And you can actually see the difference in height pretty clearly. Like I said, another 3.5 inches down on this one to give you that more aggressive riding style. All right, so before we start the new install here, we're gonna go ahead and apply some Loctite to the mounting bolts for the seat. So to do that, basically just put a little bit on each screw head here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and reinstall this now, the lower bracket here. And we're just gonna do everything in reverse order. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those 6 bolts we removed earlier. All right, so we've already torqued all these down to 20 foot-pounds. All right, so these are our seat bushings. These actually are what the seat actually hinges on with our brackets here. These are basically slide into here when we're done installing them, and then that's your bushing there. So to install these, there's basically 2 little clips on either end here. And once you wrap it around, those will snap into each other. We're going to go ahead and install, I've already got one installed here, our hinges that actually the seat hinges upon. So there's the one we have installed, and I'm going to go ahead and install this other one now. Basically all you do is slide it over the bushing, like that, kind of clamp it down, and get your screw, and you're done with the clamp. All right, so now we're gonna actually put the seat back on here. And now we're gonna actually install the seat using our brackets we just put on. These basically swivel up and get them to get on the bolt heads there. 1 and 2. Sometimes you might have to move them left to right. Doesn't fit just right. Once they're on there, go ahead and get your 2 bolts, or nuts rather. Just snug them up. And there it is.